A very good evening to all of you. Picking thread from what the learned Advocate General Odisha very briefly pointed out, may I say that it's indeed most fitting that we gather here today for the inaugural of the second National Mediation Conference on the historic land of Kalinga, a land where conquest was humbled by compassion and where power gave way to principle. It was here that Emperor Ashoka discovered a truth that endures across centuries, that the greatest victories are not won through domination but through understanding. On this ancient soil, Ashoka came to realize that true strength resides not in force but in dialogue. The dialogue that heals, restores, and unites. This conference is more than a milestone in our professional journey. It is a reminder that the true essence of justice lies not in declaring winners and losers, but in upholding the dignity of every individual and in restoring harmony to human relationships. Contemporary disputes are rarely simple. They extend across business and family, technology, and even the way communities coexist. While courts may provide legal answers, the deeper current of human conflict often remain unresolved. What people seek is not merely a verdict, but a pathway to move forward. Mediation offers that possibility, for it does more than resolve a case, it fosters solutions that endure. That is the unique promise of mediation. When parties truly begin to speak, something shifts. The anger softens, the silence breaks, and new path quietly emerge. In the conventional courtroom, the outcome is often confined to a narrow frame. One side prevails, the other must concede. Mediation, by contrast, expands that frame. Consider mathematics, just as a hypothetical situation. Some equations admit no solution, some yield only one, but the most remarkable are those with infinite solutions. Disputes are also the same. Some close very door, others allow only a single outcome. But when dialogue begins, conflicts open into many possibilities, and mediation empowers parties to find the solution they can both embrace. I recall vividly from my tenure as a High Court judge a case involving two brothers from Panipat locked in bitter dispute over their inherited textile business. One sought to modernize with power looms, while the other was determined to preserve traditional handlooms. When I persuaded them to enter mediation, they came to realize that their real inheritance, true inheritance, was not the machinery, but the bond their father built between them. And that is the true mathematics of mediation. It subtracts bitterness, divides burdens, and adds hope to the broken equations of human relationships. Experiences such as these remind us that mediation reaches where the law alone cannot, into the hearts and relationships that lie beneath the dispute. The Mediation Act of 2023 has given us a statutory foundation, a framework worthy of confidence. Yet legislation, however enlightened it may be, cannot by itself change culture. It cannot create trust. It cannot nurture dialogue. That responsibility rests with us. And let us be clear, the true test of this act will not be found in the text of the provisions, but in the trust it builds in the lives of our citizens. The change is already upon us. Only recently at a Supreme Court Bar Association lecture, I witnessed an advocate confess that his clients increasingly insist on mediation before litigation. This is how culture shifts, quietly at first, then unmistakably. Law firms now highlight disputes resolution. Traditional chambers recognize that collaboration can preserve what confrontation destroys. In fact, the Supreme Court has recently launched a nationwide initiative known as the Mediation for Nation, a structured 90 days campaign that seeks to resolve a wide spectrum of disputes through the process of mediation. These are signs of a profession rediscovering its calling not only to argue but to resolve, not only to interpret the law but to restore faith in it. Our elders once gathered beneath the banyan tree to resolve disputes in pursuit of restored harmony. The Mediation Act of 2023 carries that spirit into our time. If trials deliver verdicts, mediation delivers futures, and the true measure of justice will lie not in cases decided, but in the peace it creates. There is a beautiful shloka in Rig Veda, 10th Mandal, and that I would like to just quote before you and translate. It says, Samgacham dhvam samvad dhvam savano manasi janatam. And when you translate, it beautifully says, move together, speak together, let your minds be in harmony. These timeless words find perfect resonance in the blessed soil of Kalinga, where they speak directly to mediation's essence, turning disputes into dialogue and dialogue into peace. Let this conference mark our resolve to make mediation not an aspiration but a practice, so that future generations inherit a justice system defined not by verdicts but by the trust it inspires. Thank you very much. Thank you.